Okay, it's 12:01. Small group today. So welcome. It's Friday. Fairfax, town that I live in, is going to turn into a big party this weekend. It's the Fairfax Festival. It made me think about the theme of just laughter and play. And as I was looking up quotes about it, I came across this guy. I'm sort of dating myself here, but this is David Hasselhoff. Some of you may recognize him. And anyway, I thought this was so fitting that he had this to say. I think laughter is the best medicine. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you can't laugh at life and the silliness of it all. So, especially poignant coming from David Hasselhoff. So, anyway, I hope you guys can see the humor in that. And I was just thinking the news cycle yesterday or in the last 48 hours has been pretty phenomenal entertainment. If it weren't so serious in terms of Trump and Musk and all of this craziness, I mean, I think most of us suspected at some point that um, this incredibly egoic relationship would explode at some point. And I think at the heart of it is there's these two egos that take themselves so seriously, right? There's such self-importance in there, such a narrow-minded, myopic view of just life and the point of it all, and I mean, the opportunity I think that they both have to really contribute to a lot of people's lives. And instead there's um this ego trip, this really sort of petty, self-absorbed ego trip. So how that relates to play and laughter and joy, I think, going back to David Hasselhoff's quote, it's about learning how to not take ourselves so seriously, right? Just because we think it, just because we feel it, doesn't mean we have to react to it or we have to now perseverate on it. And I think a big part of what we practice here is the kind of emotional resilience or psychological flexibility to be able to say, yeah, okay, I'm feeling a little down and I'm going to, try to shift my attention elsewhere, or person really hurt my feelings with the way they behaved or the things that they said. And you know what? I'm not going to spend the rest of my day fixated on that or ruminating about it, let alone reacting to it. So that's the intention for today's meditation, is to drop into that place and just bear witness to the parts of ourselves that egoic sort of small self that takes itself so seriously and is convinced it always has all the right answers, and how that impacts our ability to be joyful and playful. So let's try that for a few minutes. So close your eyes, settle into your chair, into your seat. In meditation, we talk about taking your seat. And oftentimes, I think, the idea is that it's a formal thing. We want to sit upright and be really attentive, and there's sort of a kind of uptightness that comes with it. And so I'm suggesting today to just, however you find yourself, whatever's comfortable, see if you can just melt into that a little deeper. As you breathe in, just noticing your posture in the seat, and as you breathe out, just relax, melt into that posture just a little bit more. No right way of sitting or wrong way. It's just sitting. Just knowing the breath coming and going, noticing sounds that are all around you. And then see if you can notice who or what is hearing, or what is noticing the sensation of the body sitting. Just wide open field in which all of these sensations, such as sounds and touch, manifest there. They come and then disappear and are replaced by others. And that watcher is really important when it comes to this idea of being able to catch our ego taking over. We take things seriously or take things really personally. The antidote is to take a step back. We can watch the ego and the sense of self unfold. To make this a little more tangible, think of a recent situation that had you sort of mildly upset, maybe a little bit irritated or frustrated, like traffic, someone not slowing down for you as you were, starting to cross the street, the neighbors being noisy, just something along those lines. See if you can go back into that moment in time and notice how quick and jerky and reactive that part of you that got frustrated or irritated is. And so quickly, hear the sounds, boom, there's all these thoughts about how the neighbors should or shouldn't be doing what they're doing. And see if you can create a little more space around that. To observe yourself or witness yourself going through the motions of this reactive mindset. And just watch from the outside in. I guess is that form of irritation or frustration is probably a pretty familiar experience. Just noticing how it lives in the body and how it affects thoughts and our behaviors. Again, we're just watching with curiosity from the outside in. Now see if you can lean into, insert some levity, some humor into the situation. Maybe you can chuckle at the neighbors a little bit. Of course, they do what they do. They're always this or they're never that. And the same with your reactivity or your body's reactivity to it. Being able to not take ourselves so seriously, find some humor, some levity. Of course, it doesn't preclude us from still going to the neighbors and knocking on their door and saying, hey, can you guys turn it down a little bit? It's late. But showing up at the door with having processed a little bit of levity and a sense of humor probably increase the odds of that interaction going well and them ultimately doing what you want them to do versus storming over there with fluffy and filled with grievances and sense of self. Right here, right now, thinking about the rest of your day, Probably have an idea of what you hope to get done for the rest of the day, or who you might see or interact with. What would it be like if you set the intention to go through the rest of your day just holding everything a little lighter, looking for the laughter and the humor in it all? Realizing that everyone around you and everyone in your life is a kind of caricature of some archetypes or different kinds of people that we know. See if we can just smile and laugh at it a little bit. And if we encounter people that are having a really hard time, either because they're feeling really heavy and sad, or they're really angry and upset, so practice some metta and wish them levity and some joyfulness. They're going to do what they're going to do, but we can also take this stance of going through life with this wish or this desire for others to experience joy and laughter. Sometimes it's really hard to do. Sometimes we're just sort of down and things are heavy. Maybe the best, even if all we can do in that moment is just sort of eke out a little bit of a smile, just like, yep, this is tough right now. It's the start of lightening things up a little bit. You take a deep breath in through the nose, long, slow exhale through the mouth, relaxing the belly and the hands. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another deep inhale through the nose, through the mouth. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. Going back to the session. If you're in Fairfax this weekend for whatever reason, or you're just coming down for the festival, let me know. I'd love to see you. If not, have a great weekend and may it be filled with joy and laughter. See you on Monday.